Doesn't tell you about the angels in the room. Doesn't tell you about the energy that's going right to the earth. Doesn't tell you any of those things because you wouldn't believe it, would you? Fairy talk. It's this dark part of you that says, I cannot get ahead. It's the dark part of you that said, listen to this, there are those who need to hear it in this room. It's the dark part of you that's telling you, I cannot change this permanently. Oh, I can temper it, but I'll never get rid of it. And that's the 3D part of you that wants to sit on your chest and say, see, you'll never get ahead. You're never going anywhere. Well, you don't know what I know. Lesson 1 talked about it. In you come with a piece of God in you. The dark thing in you is set to temper the beginning energy. It creates karma. It is there for a reason. You have it when you're born. How many of you taught your children to be angry when another child wanted to play with a toy? How many of you parents taught your children to be jealous or to go into a rage? And you'll say, I never taught my child any of those things. And I will say, I know. They came in equipped. So did you. Now we get to the good news. You can battle this or not. Most of humanity just sits and allows it. And the statement is this: without introspection, without spiritual questioning, this has free range with you. Free range. That is to say, it will be with you in a balance that is just as strong as the other side. You see it in your culture every day. You're taught that you have to go report to a building, confess all the awful things that are in your mind. That's a reprieve for a little while. Then back comes the old bad dark thing, and you got to go back to that building and confess it again. It's a constant yin-yang, is it not, between being washed and being dirty? What mythology? You think God created that? Inside you is an avenue, a direction of sacredness. And if you will ask for it, and if you will go on your knees, and if you'll say, dear God, I'm tired of this, tell me what it is I want to know, in will come the beginning of balance. And we told you that in the first lesson. In will come a complete and total system that will put that dark side of you into a place that you won't even be able to find. For I'll make a statement now, and I'll say that that part of you which is dark is 3D. It is not interdimensional. It was created for this planet, for your dark and light direction, and it has no idea what you're doing spiritually, and that is the truth. Those of you who make decisions spiritually and follow that map of intuition and discernment, who pull out the God in you, that thing which is dark has no idea what you've done and cannot reach you anymore. The line has been disconnected because you're gone. That's a metaphor. Once you step into the light and begin this journey, that thing which gave you such a problem all your life is relegated to being non-essential. Like the child in the back seat who pounds upon the seat and irritates you and wants you, are we there yet? That's all it can do, is pound on the back seat. And some of you are bothered, even those of you LightWorkers, you say, well, why is it that there is such a cyclical approach to this? And what they are saying is this: there are cycles of weakness. Now, did I have to tell you this? Maybe you had to hear it first here. Dear LightWorker, do not beat yourself up emotionally. because you go into these cycles. And sometimes it is more difficult and sometimes it is less. There are the highs and there are the valleys. And I will tell you, this is normal. There are stair steps. This is normal because, dear human being, you're always working the puzzle between this light and dark. It is an ongoing battle. But those of you who have stepped into the light have the advantage. And this may sound super simple, but to those who have not heard it before and are tuning into this lesson for the first time, I will remind you of this. Here is the scenario. A stadium filled with darkness with 10,000 people in the dark. All will be affected by one who turns on a light. For when you turn on one light, no matter how dark it is, the darkness cannot exist. This is the power. Just those who start to look will see changes in their life. How would you like to stop the worry and stop the drama? And I do not speak to the astute audience in front of me now as much as those reading and hearing this for the first time. If all you do is to strike the one light and say, dear God, tell me what it is I should know that I want to see, that I've asked for so many times, that starts that process. Don't tell God what to do in your life. Instead, say, I'm ready to know. That's when you find out not what you're supposed to do, but who you are. Don't be surprised if a love flows into your heart. Don't be surprised if you find angels taking your hand and you can't explain it, and maybe you can't see them, but you feel them. You see, that's what's happening here right now. We've almost reached the end of this lesson. It's a profound one. There's much to know. What we want to leave at the end of this lesson is that this dark thing that has come with you will always be with you. It's appropriate that it will be with you, but you have control over it. Fear, one of the big ones. Take a look at where fear starts. It starts in the gut. This is a lower energy attribute of humanity. It starts in the gut. It has nothing to do with your enlightenment and your third eye. It starts in that place where you can control it. But if you don't, it will invade your mind. The next time you have a fearful response, do you have the courage, the wisdom, the wherewithal to say, stop, I know what you're doing. And do not allow that darkness and that fear to go any farther than the bottom of your heart. Let your wisdom and your love and your knowledge of who God is inside take over. And you will find the fear will go away. It'll dissipate. It'll try to get you in the middle of the night, and even then you can control it. Get away. Get in the back seat. I know who you are. You're not driving anymore. That's the light worker. Light is so powerful. A little bit goes a long way. And all this may be scary talk for you. I'll tell you what I've told my partner. When he first started doing this, I said, dear partner, you now have the ability with your light to stand within the highest mythology on the planet. Stand in the pentagram. Well, they dress up in funny costumes and chant big things in order to hurt you. And all you have to do is smile. For your light is far grander than anything that a human being can conjure up with their own darkness. For you've tapped into the source, and that's the truth. Object of this lesson, dear one, so that you hear it, is that you are more powerful than any dark thing on this planet. More powerful than any demon that you're told might be in you. And if you want proof, just press on the door. Let us in, and you will know. Be aware we have not asked you to join anything, have we? Be aware we've not asked you to follow a protocol that introduces you to many books. Read the one that's in the DNA that you came with. We haven't asked you to go to any prophet, have we? Some have said because of that, we must be a non-profit organization. That was a Kryon joke.